Okay, I'd like to say welcome to our Environmental Commission kickoff for the Patchwork for Wildlife. This is a brand new event. This is our first event about it, and so we're going to do some education as well as awarding of the certificates. I'd like to welcome, first of all, I'm Dr. Marilyn Weber, the chair, and I'd like to welcome Mayor Higgins, Borough Council members, EC members, Jon Gibbons, recipients of the awards, and any interested residents. The Patchwork for Wildlife is a unique program in Lake Como. No other town in New Jersey has a similar program. It's a brand new program, just unique to us. This program was developed to increase environmental awareness and knowledge in the town's residents. Jon Gibbons wanted to promote Lake Como as a special environmental village for residents and for, any visitors that we see in the summer. Tonight, Jon is going to present reading slides, the entire program about Patchwork for Wildlife. Then I will award certificates. And then if possible, we'll have Mayor Higgins make a few comments. And then we'll discuss the future of the program. And we're going to have a fun time tonight. And hopefully you learn a lot and be motivated. If you're not joined already, be motivated to join and develop your own Patchwork for Wildlife. So Jon, you want to start your presentation?
Okay, thank you. And yes, and I'll just say a quick word. I'm going to do presenter view here, and that never works easily, but I'm sure we'll get there. But as I said, this whole pandemic thing, as I say, it's a great time for introverts because the introverts, you know, what's the difference, you know? And so we've spent the last year preparing for some things to happen, and this is one of the things which there's been quite a lot of preparation done on, and we're ready. We're going live now with it, and it's not perfect, and so we're just gonna look for feedback after this, and before we go even more than just the 15 example yards, go beyond that. Okay, so if you're thinking about it, if you help us think about how the program should be further formulated and finalized and so on, that would be a big help because it's deceptively simple. Okay, so anyway, let me try to share my screen. I've got my son here as my back. Now, set up a window. Should I do this? Can you see my screen? No, not yet.
No.
Not yet. Okay. Well, just a minute. Well, I could share that and then do it. Yeah, I got it. No, share it. Okay. And now I'll just maximize this. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
The answer has to be yes. Okay. And that's got to come out. Oh, just a second. I don't know where that. I had two screens going at once. Then this. Come on.
Whatever.
Here we are. Okay, you there?
Yes, we got it.
Okay.
Oh, that looks good. Okay. That's cute.
Okay, and that's. Oh no! It's a big thank you to Kristen McKelvey. It was supposed to be written up there. I don't know what happened to it because she produced that. She's an EC member, very active Environmental Commission member. And thank you so much, Kristen. I think it created a certain amount of curiosity, you know. So that was wonderful. I really appreciate it. And I had a couple of an announcement, and that is the Little Free Library is back in action because Victoria Arzano, who did the first go around in the decorating it, she's a graphic designer. It had a little had some problems over the winter, and so she refurbished it and put a plastic roof on it, you know, and you know that really makes a big difference. So it's back in action now. I've put the books back in, and what's so important to me about it is that here's a volunteer doing something, and then not just walking away from it, you know, coming back and actually fixing it, you know. So thank you so much, Victoria. We really appreciate it. So anyway, I'm going to, somebody needs to be, did somebody mute the thingy that's doing that talking? Okay. The Patchwork for Wildlife. Now, the thing is, I have to have a caveat right at the beginning. This isn't a super slick slideshow. It's basically, I'm explaining the leaflets that we can hand out, okay? But this is at the beginning. This just explains it, okay? And the idea is, as Dr. Weber was saying, was to mobilize residents to create an extensive environmental landscape. We are completely built out in Lake Como. We can't create a central park or something like that. So we have to do it with individual yards. And we create habitat and food for wildlife and pollinators, but 1 yard at a time, totally on private property is where we as community members can do our part, okay? And it adds up to something pretty good, because if we do 100 yards, about the parts of 100 yards, 20 by 20 say, we'll have the equivalent of an acre of eco-friendly land, which is really something to shoot for. And that's what we're going for this summer, is 100 yards. Okay? The first thing is we evaluate the ways that homeowners cover ground, and we have information on that. All the different things we do to the surface of the ground, and I have some volunteers who I just have to make sure they're in on this, who are available to evaluate the different yards. Okay, so that's something that's part is on the way to being done. Then the thing is, we acknowledge what people have done by handing out certificates of achievement. And that's the subject of tonight's session, okay? I'm working on an incentive program with nurseries where they have buying days and discounts for native plants and things like that. And Rare Find Nursery is in on it. And I'll be going around, maybe have 3 nurseries and maybe 1 mail order, something like that, okay? So that's still to come. So this is a work in practice. This is in progress. We'll display the results on the GIS map, and I'll show you an example of that. We mocked that up. The program for this year is December. We published on Facebook the different aspects of Candide's garden and what people can do based on David Macaulay's drawings, which some of you know about. He's a pretty famous illustrator, author. On Earth Day, we're doing that right now. We'll award the example 15 yards and get then we'll get feedback. Okay, we need your feedback so that on Memorial Day. Just a minute, Ellie's going to help with the audio. Is that the one?
Yeah, just muted a couple people.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah,
he's good, John. We're good to go now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Got my back too. Boy, I'm surrounded by great people. Yeah, so that's our thing. Memorial Day, we'll roll it out and start evaluating 100 yards over the summer. Okay, and then on Labor Day, Jeff is looking for a student to start for writing the software to display those awards on the GIS map. So maybe by, I don't know, by the end of the year, we'll have the whole the whole thing done first round, you know, and then we'll move on to other areas or something like that. Okay, so that's it in the round. Okay, now
Mhm.
this is a trifold leaflet, you know, 3 folds. Okay, and this describes all the things that people can do in their yards to make it more eco-friendly and so on. Okay, and I'll just go over this very quickly. This one on the upper left is how you cover the ground. Okay, in other words, come on, get rid of all the impervious surfaces and do things which actually allow the rainwater to filter through and things like that. There's a whole list of things that you can do to improve things. Sustainable operations is another thing. Just in a word, don't chuck bad stuff on the yard, and try to recycle what you have and keep it in the yard. Like leaves, don't put them out to the curb. Put them back in the beds because they're food, they're nutrients. Okay, the soil, respect the soil, what nature has given us, and use it the way the soil is meant to be used. And then the community context is all of our yards butt up against the community. If we're on a road, we butt up against the community, and they're the things that we have to respect, the code and things like that, but things which we can do which enhance the community as well. And that's what that explains that. And then the last thing is the thing that everybody sees, the landscape and garden. And that's all about native plants and all the things that you're probably more familiar with than the other things. Okay, now that's the trifold leaflet that is available now. Okay, I'll show you the other side of it. Okay, we'll flip it over. There's 80 things that you can do to improve your yard environmentally. Okay, and they are all in Candide's garden. Okay, so you can see them happening in Candide's garden. Okay, so there it is. So as I say, come and get your leaflet. Okay, I'll get onto that later. All right. Okay, one more. Okay, we'll just mute. Okay, now the thing is, though, on that previous, wait a minute, let me go back to that previous thing because I left out something. We can't evaluate a yard, every single yard. There's 1,000 of them in the town. We can't evaluate 1,000 of them related to 80 different things. Okay, there's just no way. How do we rate yards? How do we evaluate yards? Well, the idea is that we do it very, very simply by having 3 bands that are very, very straightforward. Okay, the first band is what we call the entry band, where somebody does one, maybe a couple things. Okay, things like you have a pot with a native plant in it. You plant have a native plant bed, something like that. You plant a native tree. You have a partially pervious drive. Okay, you don't just concrete in the whole thing. You have rain barrels, or you compost. You do one thing, you get a certificate. Okay, you're on the board. Okay, at the top end, that's the other easy one, is the distinctive end, and we have 3 of those. Okay, and by the way, the idea is that these yards are chosen as examples, not that they're better than anybody else or anything like that. They're just good examples. And the idea is that people can see these pictures and say, oh, my yard's like that. I should get that certificate. You see what I mean? It's very simple. And the people who evaluate can compare it against these pictures. Okay. Now, this is very exciting because I've had conversations with people about aesthetics. Okay. And who looks at, how do you look at a yard without aesthetics playing a big role into it, whether it's beautiful or not? You want to look at it with your environmental lens. Okay, so what we've done is we've chosen 3 distinctive yards, a formal one where all this great stuff is done in a formal setting, one in an informal setting, okay, and one in a completely natural setting. There's three very different kinds of aesthetics there, but through an environmental lens, they're the same thing. Do you follow? I just mentioned this one right here. Okay, this is Patrick's Underhills. I'll just read you. This is the type of stuff that some people in the town are doing. Okay, he's got a minimal lawn. He's got maximum pervious surfaces. It's a wildlife sanctuary. He's got maximum native plants and trees. He's got chickens for fertilizer and eggs. He's got vegetables. He's got a rain garden and rain barrels. He does chipping and composting and no toxic applications. There's something that people, I can't breathe. People would come to Lake Como to see. You see, it's fantastic. And the same thing with the one here and this one here. This is Patrick's. This is Allison Weideman's on Parkway, and I can't remember the bar. Yeah, Kristen, Eric and Kristen Barr. Okay, over on I think it's Briarwood. Okay, so then in Lake Como, we have a really big middle class. Okay, and there it is. And here's people who do a number of things. Okay, and you can see just by reading some of the text there that people are doing a number of things. They've done more than one or two, and they're not in this distinctive level, but they're all the ones in between. Okay, and that's easy. So the idea is that people can almost self-certify on this and come say, I think I should get this, and we'd be very happy to do that. Okay. So now, just a little bit, this is the other side of that particular leaflet. And this one just describes the program. And I'm sorry to read this, but that's the best I can do. And you got the objective, and it's actually one of the 5 destinations that we're creating in 5 years. And this one's going to happen by the time of the centennial. This is good. And we use Candide's Garden as a model, so anybody can come and see this stuff happening at Candide's Garden. And the rules I going over. The incentive. We want to recognize and reward homeowners for making improvements, and we're setting up a program with local nurseries for getting native plants and so on. Recognition, we got that. And these yards will be displayed on the online map. And we're thinking about possible prizes. I don't know if that's it. We need some donations for that though. Oh, yeah, but we do have something I'll get to later. We do have some prizes. And the program this year to coordinate with the pathway to the lake, would you do that same area? Okay, so we're not doing 2 different areas, 18th and Parkway, and then the side roads off it, so that's it. There's 260 houses there, and we'll be trying to see if we can get 100 houses within that, plus anybody else who wants to get in on it. Anyone see down here, anyone in Lake Como, if you'd like to participate, just get in touch. Okay. So there's our contacts, and it's either me or Vivica, and to save her work, you can spend most of your time getting in touch with me. I don't mind. Okay, so that's it. That's the program. Now, a lot of you will remember the online map. It's on the borough website, lakecomonj.org, and you go down the side and look for online map. Okay, and this is one of the displays of the online map. It's the property outlines. There's all the properties. Okay, now the idea is that we want to keep a record of this to recognize people, but also to get other people interested. Okay, and to measure how much difference we're making over time. Okay, so the way this works is, if there's an entry-level certificate, you get a little circle, and somebody might recognize their house there, okay? If you have the beneficial level, the middle level, you get your, the colored in. And if it's distinctive, there's an extra star on top of it. Now, this graphics could be improved, but this is a mock-up, okay? Then the idea is anybody looking at this can do something like this. Oh, let me hit that house, and you get the picture of it, okay? And so it's live. It's not just, you know, and then you say, oh, maybe let's see about the data. You can get the data, okay, and say what's distinctive about that yard. Okay, you see? So this is just the beginning of it. So this is what Jeff will be trying to organize a program to do coming this fall, and this would be fantastic. I'm saying it. I hope you guys like it. So anyway, here's the summary of the whole thing. We've got Earth Day and Memorial Day. Hopefully we'll have feedback. If you have any ideas how to make it better, please, you know, this is not perfect yet. And then in September, start the GIS map with any luck. And really, what are we looking for? It's a pretty new approach to improve the environment. I'll go into that for a second. I'll talk about pollinators, okay? We know the problem with the bees disappearing and all that sort of stuff. Well, the thing is, they've been concentrated nationally on golf courses, parks, highways, and farms, okay? That's where they've been planting wildflowers and pollinator plants and all that sort of stuff. People are just beginning to realize that, wait a minute, we've got a lot of built out areas in suburbia and places like that. And that's where we are. We're on the front edge of that wave and dealing with, how do you deal with the problems of suburbia with the environment? How do you make improvements and so on? So Mother Earth will thank us. And then by the end of the yards, we should have an acre, okay, of this stuff. This will be good. And you know, by the way, it will improve the aesthetics in the neighborhood, a lot less concrete, right? For instance. And then as far as a distinctive destination, there'll be an attraction within and outside Lake Como. and we all work together. There's a nice community right here with everybody who's here. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And that's it. And we'll give out the certificates now. Thank you very much for what you've done with the yards. And Dr. Weber, I will find a way to get the other. I'll have to leave end show. There we go, and go to the other one. I might actually be able to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, do the show. Right?
Okay, I have the. Oops.
Just a second. Okay, and then just say next when you want the next one, okay, Dr. Weber?
All right. Okay, this is the category of entry level, which is a single improvement. You could do simple things like having a compost container, and you can plant trees, you can plant native plants. So there's one or two little things, but you still are eligible for the entry level. Okay, next, John. Okay, the first recipient is John Buckley, and he is an entry level. Thanks, John, you did great, and congratulations. I think it's great. Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Weber, and thank you for the presentation, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you. He's a good man. Right. Okay. You say next when you want it.
Okay.
I won't jump the gun here.
Okay. Next.
Okay, I just did.
Okay, we have Stephen Gallo, and he planted some native trees, and we appreciate your entry into this, and congratulations on your work.
Okay.
Next. Okay, we've Elliot Gibbons. We know him. And he was the one who developed the rain barrows and irrigation and some other work. And congratulations, Elliot. We appreciate everything you do and your help through that. There he is. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, next. Mary Jean Higgins. She's doing composting. So, you don't have to do anything really involved. You can do simple stuff like composting, but that's helps improve the environment. And so we consider it worthy of an entry-level certificate. And
Thank you. Very easy to do.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Annette Klein. And let's see. Okay, she did simple things in her yard. And again, congratulations. And we think we appreciate any environmental improvements that you can do. And congratulations.
That's Annette then, there, yeah. Well done.
Okay. All right. Next is Leisha Shields. She's been doing sunflowers and native plants. And I know the wildlife around my house love the sunflowers. So we appreciate anything you can do to improve your yard. Like I said, it doesn't have to be complicated. And congratulations. I think that's great. Next. Okay, those are the entry levels. This is the beneficial level, which is multiple improvements in a yard. It can be backyard, it can be front yard, it can be the entire yard, whatever you can do to improve the environment. Next. Oh, this is Kyra and Bruce Bruceman. They did some native plant beds and vegetable beds and other things, and we greatly appreciate your improvement to the environment, and congratulations. Next.
I just did it, sorry. I jumped the gun.
Okay. Miss Lisa Diliberto.
Diliberta.
Liberto.
Thank you. Sorry, excuse me. She reduced her lawn and has maximum native plants and trees. And again, congratulations. We think we appreciate any improvement that you have done. Next. Zeke Freeman. He reduced his lawn and did extensive native plant beds. And again, congratulations. We appreciate your benefit to the environment.
Thanks so much.
Well, you're welcome. Okay, next. Dawn and Liz Maggio. They have no lawn, including the verge, but they have native plants and they don't use any toxic applications. So again, we appreciate what you've done to your environment, and everyone in Lake Como, appreciates that. And congratulations also.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. That's great. Next. Denise Sirios. She has native plants, native tree, and no lawn. So again, it's the same environmental improvements, and everybody in Lake Como appreciates that, and congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. We
Okay.
appreciate it all. Next. SMRSA, this is the Southern Monmouth Regional Sewer Authority. They have native inkberry hedges and native trees. And even though it's not a private yard, it is a yard that's in Lake Como. And we appreciate all their environmental benefits, and congratulations also.
I might just say something, is that
Yes.
this is an example of not a resident but somebody doing something that is not on borough property. And you think Joe's Surf Shack and other places like that who can do things as well and be in on the program. So let me add my thanks to this. I saw Kevin Lynch is here. Thank you for showing up, Kevin. Appreciate it. And thanks for what you did down there in that yard there.
Okay, next. Next. Okay, this is a distinctive level where there are extensive improvements. It took extraordinary efforts to improve the environment and create wildlife habitat in your yards, whether it's formal, informal, or natural. And we'll say next, John. Okay, this is Mary Lou Underhill and Patrick. They did wonderful plantings in their entire yard. They're the ones that have the chickens, which I have to mention, this is veterinarian. But they have rainforests and barrels and did all kinds of things. And congratulations, what you've done is just really helping the environment in Lake Como.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think you did a wonderful job. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Next, John. Okay, this is Allison Wiederman. She has minimal lawn, wildlife sanctuary, a monarch way station, and maximum native plants and trees. And again, you improve the environment of your yard and the entire town. And congratulations, we think you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you very much. I so much appreciate it.
Yes.
I'm glad you could be here. Next, John. Okay, this is Eric and Chris Barr. They have a wildlife sanctuary and a monarch way station, native plants and trees. And again, thank you for improving your yard's environment as well as contributing to the town's environment, and congratulations on your award. Okay. Okay. Next, John, that's the end of them all? Okay. Mayor Higgins, do you have any comments? Or would you like to give your comments?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Weber. Congratulations to you and to John for this putting this presentation together. This is not an easy thing to do in a virtual world. Thank you for putting this together and representing Lake Como and the Environmental Commission and recognizing our residents, which in looking at it are full-time residents and part-time residents and non-residents, if you want to talk about SMERSA. And thank you, Kevin Lynch, for being here, our Lake Como representative to SMERSA. One of the themes, I think, from tonight that we, other than the environment that we heard, is the word community. And this is really something that is a program that is able to bring the community together. You know, I recognize a lot of my neighbors out there and some that are from other parts of the town. And it's really nice to see everybody from the different parts of our town come together as a community for events like this. So, speaking of community, I do want to recognize Sergeant Brian Poppert, who's here from the Belmar Police Department. He is our community policing officer for the town, and he was just recently promoted to sergeant. So I wanted to congratulate him, not to single him out, but kind of single him out at the same time. So thank you very much. Congratulations to all of the honorees. I do have a family member in there that I will point out, my Aunt Mary Jean, who it is her birthday tonight. So I wish her a happy birthday. She is 30 again.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah. Oh, you're.
and it's also her anniversary
Oh, thank
too.
you,
So
Kev.
congratulations to her. You're welcome. Thank you all very much. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you for being a part of the community of Lake Como and continuing with these programs and participating in these organizations throughout the town. Thank you all the members of the Environmental Commission that are here and members of other parts of our community too. So thank you and have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Thank you, Mayor Higgins. We appreciate that. John, did you want to make a few comments?
Yeah, I think it just winded up from project from the project standpoint. Okay, because there's a question of well, what do I do? You know, we all go away with a feel good thing. So here, this is some ideas on what we can do and how we can talk to other people as well. Okay, and at the upper left, if you look at just to go over the project design, please, if you got any ideas on how we can improve this and make it into something, you know, in a much more as good as we can make it, put it that way. So, and once we get those comments, we'll work on it and we'll create the final project design and then go into the full program where we're going to evaluate 100 yards. And for 100 yards, we might have to have a couple of events, okay? Because you don't want to turn this into something like a high school graduation, you know? We have 300 kids coming up and thank you, and so on. Now, today's certificates, they've all been signed. I'm going to laminate them and they'll be handed out. I'll deliver them personally. And you can put them in your window, you know, because the idea is to have to start publicizing this, and you all now are salespeople in a very nicest possible way, you see, and so we'd be great if you could do that, okay? And at some point we might have money to do signs you can put out or something like that, but right now this is what we got. If you know people, you or think you deserve a certificate, just contact us, okay? And an easy way to earn a certificate, certainly at the entry level, is to plant a tree, okay? Now, Heather Butts is donating a whole bunch of trees, so you can get a free tree, okay? And John Buckley's Seedling Nursery has trees out there. We've been growing them for quite a while, so you don't even have to pay for the tree. You get in touch, you get a tree, okay? And they're all native and good trees. Okay, some are still pretty small, but what can you say? They grow. Okay, now as far as information goes, on Facebook, we'll be posting each of the yards throughout May, like every other day, something like that. So you can get the full information about each of the awarded yards, one at a time. We'll publish this video as soon as possible. Okay, so you can tell your friends, go look. People have been asking me, they couldn't make it to this meeting. Will you have a video? The answer is yes, because my son is here. That's why we're going to have a video. Okay, and then there'll be and on Facebook will be where we'll publish news about the program, you know, things that are going on and so on. Okay. We just bought a couple of brochure holders to put out in front of the house, so you can get paper leaflets and brochures. Okay, so we're not totally dependent on electronics. Okay, that'll be out they'll be out there this weekend. Here's a contact. Here's my contact information, and you can. The way to get back and feed this information is to email me, phone, or just say something on the Facebook page. All right. And I think you all had that in the announcement, the Candide's Garden Facebook page. All right. So that's where we are. That's everything I have, Dr. Weber. I think I'll stop presenting now, and it'll be over to you to wind up, unless anybody has questions or whatever you want to do. Okay.
John, can you explain about publishing the certificates? You know, you said
on Facebook, we'll post each yard in May because we've got the photographs. So your yard will have a nice photograph and maybe a copy of the certificate plus a little more you know, information about it. But each one throughout May, so there'll be a stream of these coming through. Okay, is that what you're asking, Dr. Weber?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's all.
Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything? If not, I wanted to thank you for everybody attending this event. We work forward to getting more yards participation and more people participation over the summer. Have a nice Earth Day and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Very nicely done.
All right,
Cheers.
take care.
Very nice.
I lost
All
the
right.
place.
Have a good evening,
Great
guys.
job.
Good luck
Thank
with
you. Have a
Yeah.
great night.
I don't know where the hell it is.
Good night.
Thank you very much. Great job, Dr. Weber. Thank you, John. Great
that. You're
presentation.
welcome.
Very nice.
Hey.